If you're watching this, you've been bestowed with the task of taking care of my orchid, Spaghetti. I've had Spaghetti for less than 1 year, but if anything happened to it, I might cry. Also, my mom would probably kill me. So welcome to the Basic Spaghetti Care Guide. Yay! The first thing you may be wondering when you receive spaghetti is, now where do I put this darn thing? Well, something I read on the internet once said, put the plant in a place where it can see the sun, but the sun cannot see it. So for me, my kitchen table works very well because there is filtered lighting, but yet a screen door. So whether that be your kitchen table with a little curtain in front of it, or maybe in your bathroom, whatever works. If you put Spaghetti in the sun, she will get sick, she will turn brown. One time I left her out a little too long and she got a little too burnt, which is not great. Speaking of putting Spaghetti in places, Spaghetti loves to go outside. Like a dog, or maybe a cat, or a gerbil, or a fish. They like to go outside every now and then. I personally like to take Spaghetti outside for 30 minutes every day. Again, somewhere that's a little bit shadier, but still sunny. And props if there's a nice breeze. Spaghetti loves the breeze. Another prop is that if it's between, let's say, 50 to 90 degrees, that's also great weather for Spaghetti. If it's anywhere above 90 degrees, you could keep her inside for the day. It might get a little too hot for her. Otherwise, Spaghetti loves a good time outside. Now you may be thinking, man, all this care for just a silly little plant? Well, first of all, she is not silly. She is my plant. Second of all, you might be thinking, I thought I just had to water it. What's the big deal? And yeah, you do have to water it. So my mother's actually very particular about how she gets watered, but I'm not as much. I do request though, when you are watering her, try not to get any water between like the leaves, because then that can make her get really sick. And again, she's a little bit particular about the water. So my mother actually bought some distilled water that we've been recycling. And what you can do is just pour it on the mulch like so. Put her on the cup really quick. Put her on the cup. And just recycle that water a couple times. 3 to 5 times is usually good, just until the mulch looks wet. Or if you don't have a jar or don't want to provide a jar, another good option would to be run the sink on cold water, but not too cold. And just run her under the sink a little bit without getting any water between her leaves. Doing that for about 30 seconds is sufficient as well. If it happens to be a relatively dry day, it may be good to spray her every now and then with some water. Wait, it's not spraying. Again, you can just use clean sink water. Cold is very much preferable. Now here we have a very hydrated looking Spaghetti. She's doing great and she's been growing some leaves in the past couple months, even though she hasn't grown flowers. Her aerial roots are a little bit dry, but if you look, she's growing another one, so you just be careful of that. And that's why it's important to spray her. But yeah, here we have a very happy, hydrated Spaghetti. Now I know it seems like she can be very high maintenance, which she is. But remember, she's a little hardier than I make her out to be. I just want her to live her best life. So if you accidentally leave her out overnight, or maybe you get a little bit of water in between her leaves, it's perfectly fine. Just, try to do damage control. Like if you get water between her leaves, just try to mop it up a little bit. And yeah, so let's go over a quick checklist on how to take care of Spaghetti. 1, bring her outside every now and then. Every day is preferable, but she loves a good humid day. She loves a good breeze. So if it's relatively humid and relatively breezy, it's a good day to take her outside. Number 2, Just water her a lot. She needs a lot more water than you think. Just try not to get water between the stems. And number 3, relax. I know it seems like a lot of work, but she'll be perfectly fine. You'll be perfectly fine. And yeah, everything will be okay. I'm mostly just telling that to myself because if this plant dies, my mother might kill me. Thank you again for taking care of my spaghetti, and I really appreciate it. See you soon!